Welcome back to the Anti Madden matchup of the week. We're going to be taking a look at what I consider to be the best marquee matchup from past Sunday's game. So let's get right into it. Well, the first game that when I looked at the schedule, I was like, who do I want to see? And I was like, the Jets in New England. That's going to be a nice one. That's going to be a nice one because a lot of people are talking about how good the Jets defense is. Now, granted, they do have a top 5 defense, and I haven't really watched them play that much this year. I'm kind of sticking to the top teams just because I can't be focusing on everybody, man. There's too many teams to watch, too many games to watch on Sunday. And personally, I got Game Pass, and it's still a lot of games. But I've been watching New England, seeing what they bring to the table. They coming into the game, they're 5-0. The Jets were 4-1. They got a top 5 defense. They got a top 5 passing defense, I think, and a top 5 rushing defense. And they even were top 5 in one of the offensive categories. I think it was rushing or passing or something. I don't know. But they were ranked 4 out of the 6 on NFL.com, top 5 in the league. And I'm like, are the Jets for real? Because when I was watching in the offseason, and I remember they interviewed Decker, and Decker was like, yeah, we're trying to get our things together. And he really didn't sound that positive about how things were going on. At the time, Geno Smith was there, and it just looked like they were like, we can't get on the same page and this and that. And his demeanor during the interview was really like, man, this could be a terrible year for the Jets. Then Geno Smith gets punched in the mouth, and along comes Fitzpatrick to save the day. Now, surprisingly, he's playing well this season. So I want to see, when this game was played, I was like, are the Jets for real? That was my question. I mean, I've seen the Patriots, but are the Jets for real? So they got some ballers, though, with the Jets, on defense. I mean, you should have known from the offseason coming into this next season when they got Revis and Cromartie comes back, and they got Todd Bowles as the new head coach. You knew their defense was going to be some fire. Muhammad Wilkerson, Sheldon Richardson. Wilkerson's playing for a new contract, so he's going to ball out. Sheldon Richardson, I don't know what he's doing, getting arrested and all that, but whatever. So the defense is going to be there, but the question was the offense. Can Geno Smith do this? How's Brandon Marshall going to be in the Big Apple? What is Decker going to do? Can Gurley, get some production? So these are the questions that I got right now coming into this game. As we get into this game, the Jets, they started off as I expected. They got Chris Ivory and Zach Stacy from the Rams, and I expected them to run the ball, and they did that in the first play of the game. But then it looked like the Fitzpatrick of old. Second play into the game, the dude fumbles the ball, and I'm like, is this the old Fitzpatrick? Because I saw the clips from the previous weeks where he was making throws, and you're like, really, Fitzpatrick? Really, this is the Fitzpatrick of the Bills? Fitzpatrick of the Texans? This the same dude? And, they kind of stalled out for the rest of the half. They came out, scored. So Fitzpatrick, he fumbles the ball, and the Patriots get the ball. Defense holds them to a field goal. So, that's a good sign for the defense, especially coming out, coughing the ball up real quick. But I gotta say, I gotta give it to Fitzpatrick, man. I mean, the good. Let's start with the good. He was not scared to put the ball up. I didn't feel like he's scared to make the throw. He was putting the ball up. He threw a deep ball to Decker once on the sideline. He was throwing a Decker over the middle. Hit him on some nice 3rd and longs a couple of times for some key throws, which for Fitzpatrick, that's kind of impressive. I mean, the dude is converting on 3rd and long. That you got something when Fitzpatrick is converting 3rd downs. And he made a nice, with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter, he made a nice touch pass to Bohannon. I mean, it looked like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, because he had to scramble out of the pocket, and then he kind of like scrambled out left and then dropped a little floater to Bohannon, which was that's a nice play. I mean, you don't really see Fitzpatrick making a lot of plays like that. So I got to give it to him. Overall, he played a good game. But the bad with Fitzpatrick, I mean, he threw too many deflected balls. I mean, too many balls were deflected. I mean, what is this dude, like 5'6"? I mean, why is the ball getting deflected so much? Get the ball out, make sure you can see where you're throwing it, and throw the ball. But to me, I think I saw like 4 or 5 deflected balls. So he needs to like tighten that game up a little bit. Let me just get into the Patriots. Now, like I said, I've seen the Patriots play a little bit this season, and man, they are still winning. Really, it's Tom Brady, it's Gronkowski, okay, All Pros. Edelman, did he make the Pro Bowl last year? Probably he was an All Pro. I don't know about Edelman. I'm still not sold on Edelman. Put Edelman on any other team. But the key constant is Belichick and Brady, and they got them dudes playing really well. You got to give it to them. The offense, the Patriots offense, running a lot of ins, little quick in under routes, a lot of quick throws to the flats. I mean, they ran Gronkowski to the flats. They ran Edelman on the little out routes. And a lot of times they run these empty formations and they'll motion Edelman. And basically Edelman is Brady's first read. And he just hits these dudes. And I'm looking at the Jets defense and I'm like, okay, you guys are running majority of the game. These dudes are running cover 3. And I'm like, y'all can't, y'all didn't go over the game film. Y'all don't know that Edelman is going to, because they've been doing that the first 5 games of the season. Quick hitches, quick throws, quick outs. That's the Patriots offense right now. It is 1,000, 1,000. Ball is out, okay? And most of the time it's to Gronkowski or Edelman. But they weren't really able to, neutralize that. And they did an all right job in the first half, I think, the Jets. Stopping Brady. I mean, they did a decent job containing them. They didn't really look that great. The Jets went up 10-3. Basically, were kind of holding them. The Patriots were just getting, basically when they run those little short, little drags, little out routes, short hitches and stuff like that, they're only getting like 3-4 yards. So you can, if you do it 3 times, that it's 9 yards, you still don't get a first down. So they were kind of holding them there. But to me, the key happened was when the offense couldn't score. So they had them 10-3, stopped them. Fitzpatrick and them couldn't score. They had 2 drives late in the second half that they really didn't do anything with, and they kind of finished poorly to start the half, which basically let the Patriots come back into the game. Because maybe if they'd scored, it might have been 13-3, and maybe they had some momentum going into the second half. Because basically, when the Patriots came back out, the start of the third quarter, they had a nice drive, came back, scored to, I think, they tied the game. I'm not quite sure, but they came out and they had a nice drive, and surprisingly, the Jets came right back and had a little nice drive of their own. So I'm kind of liking when I'm evaluating the Jets as a team. I kind of like that they didn't crumble, after finishing the half poorly, and then they let the Patriots come out and score. They actually came right back, scored. So to talk about the Patriots a little more, I mean, Brady, the dude is balling. I mean, Deflategate aside, the dude is balling. And I mean, this dude's 38 years old, and this dude, the ball is out quick. The ball's out quick, so you can't get to him because actually the Jets when they did mix it up and they went cover 1 a little bit, that kind of threw Brady off a little bit because that's when he would try to scramble a little bit or either throw it away, have to throw it in the dirt, or he had to scramble and get nothing. But when they went cover 3, he was just chopping that right up. He was chopping it up. And Brady's just greatness right now. Balling. The chip on the shoulder with the Deflategate probably has a lot to do with it because the dude is balling. Let me talk about a play that really encapsulates how good of a quarterback he is, number one, and how well he's playing. Because there was a play 3rd and 4 and with 14:35 left in the third, right when they came out from halftime, and it's basically Patriots ball. And this play just shows Brady's ability to read the defense. I mean, this is something that bum quarterbacks in the league just can't do, especially if you see there's an overload blitz or there's a double A gap blitz look. You know what I'm saying? You need to assume that a blitz is coming. And basically what Brady does is he sees it because they basically look like they're in a spread offense. And basically he sees, okay, blitz is coming off. So he tells Gronkowski, who's playing the Z, brings him into the line of scrimmage to block, and then tells Amendola to get off the line. The Jets were bringing a cover 0 blitz on it, and he sees the matchup with Chandler, who was on the X wide receiver position, and throws a 26-yard fade route against Calvin Pryor. Brady had basically saw his matchup. Chandler, 6'7", Pryor, I don't know how tall Pryor is, but he's not 6'7". Okay, let's just give him like Let's just say he's 6 foot. I don't know what he is, but let's just say he's 6 foot, 6'7", 6 foot. Chandler is a pretty decent tight end. He throws the ball up, boom, 26-yard first down. That's a nice play. How many quarterbacks you know in the league that can make that throw? I mean, Peyton Manning probably can't even make that throw right now. Everybody, talking about how Peyton Manning is falling off and how the defense is saving him. Peyton Manning can't even make this throw, and this dude is making the throw at 38 years old. And then he had a nice little back shoulder throw to Gronkowski at one point in the game. I mean, that's a tough throw. Gronkowski is a good tight end. That's a tough throw, because Fitzpatrick threw the same ball to Decker and Brandon Marshall in the game, and they both dropped both of those. But to me, the dagger for